Summer's going, and what do you guys hope for?
We're hoping for a successful year. We've all worked hard this summer, fall camp, and, rolling to week one. Got a lot of guys coming back and a lot of new faces, so it's going to be a fun year. I think the bar's set high like it always is, and we got a tough schedule, tough opponents, but I think we're up for the challenge.
You spent most of last year hurt, right?
That's right.
So how's it feel being back?
Well, it's been kind of a roller coaster of emotion since then. Trying to deal with the injury and rehab and all that, and trying to deal with the being away from ball kind of thing. But it was fun to kind of sit back and watch my teammates, do what they love. But it feels like it's been 2 years in the making, getting here. So I'm pretty excited to be back.
And playing for your dad, what's that like?
Everybody asks me this question, but it's really no different than anyone else. But I do my best to not give them a reason to yell at me. So I think I do good for the most part on that.
What are you feeling like leading up to the season right now?
I'm really excited for me and the team. I really think that we can do a lot of good things this season towards football.
What have you seen out of the team so far this year so you guys get off to a better start?
During the summer, we started off slow. A lot of new guys coming in, got to learn the system. But as in fall camp, I feel like I've seen a lot of progress.
Tough opponent there, usually among the top ranked in NJCA. How have you been kind of preparing for them?
Going through our practice, working hard, conditioning, tackling, offense catching balls, the usual.
What does success look like for you this season?
To have a winning season as a team, to have a winning season.
All right. Did you get a lot of playing time last year?
Yes, sir.
So, what was that like adjusting to JUCO ball coming out of high school?
It felt the same, just a little sped up. That's it.
So, what is your main advice to some of the new guys that are coming in?
Just take it one day at a time. It'll get easier.
How important is it to get that win to start the season, especially against a good team like Jones?
Just trust in yourself and be more aggressive than them.
What does success look like for you this year?
We have a lot of good talent on the team, so I think that'll help a lot with the younger guys, 'cause they quick to learning too.
Last season, September, kind of rough. How do you guys get off to a better start?
Yeah, I don't know if it gets easier every year. With a lot of unknowns. Even though you're playing a familiar opponent, you never know what their roster is going to look like compared to last year. You can kind of compare with returners, but they've got new players like we've got new players, and that's every year in this league. It's teams that early in the year make the fewest mistakes, kicking game wise, and not to beat themselves. Your first game jitters because you're gonna have a lot of newcomers out there, freshman wise, as far as thinking they know what the game's gonna be about until they got to get out there, and it's like, oh, this is real deal football now, and so that's what you got to worry about most starting off, and just come out and play well. That's the goal of the first game as a coach. You just want to try to go out there and play well.
What kind of identity is this team looking to have offensively and defensively?
Feel like we got some talented receivers this year. Defensively, we lost a lot of old kids. We had a lot of I call them COVID babies back in the day. The 2020 guys that were freshmen coming in, and so lost a lot on the defense. We feel like we've upgraded with a lot of speed now. Just watch us in practice like we can run, and hopefully that's something we're going to hang our hat on, that we can tackle and run and get after people. And offensively we always want to be balanced. We want to be a good mixture of run and pass, and feel like we got some guys that can touch the ball for us, that can make some things happen. But it all starts with the lines, the O-line and D-line. That's always where your heart of your team needs to be, and we feel like we've got some mixture of old kids and young kids, but a lot of them got to grow up early.
Who are some of the freshmen that have kind of made a quick impact on campus?
You know, just watching them, Jarquez Ivy from Amory, you know, is a linebacker playing for me that's really shown a lot of flashes of making plays for us this year, defensively especially. Let's see. Jaquez Tucker, Calhoun City, D lineman, has done a real good job for us. You know, just showing some good progress in practice, and you know, just thinking about those two guys, Rod Patterson on offense from Nettleton, running back. You know, feel like he's going to give us kind of that pound inside run game that we need to have. You know, especially in this league, you know, has done a good job for us. Zay Davis, Biggersville, you know, has shown that he's kind of like in brother's footsteps. You know, we had his brother Quay here. It's at Ole Miss now, and so. We feel like he's a guy that can be an explosive playmaker if we can get him the football.
Jones County, a perennially good opponent right out of the gates. What, you know, some of the keys, without giving away too much, keys to victory?
Always good. You know, I think they're in the top 12, I believe. I think I saw on the poll. You know, Coach Bucky does a good job down there. You know, typically their recruits where they get them. You know, we don't really run into them a whole lot. You know, down in that area, and so it's kind of like a little bit of unknown as far as you know, looking at the players. Just because as a coach, you're not really familiar with the guys because you don't see them as much as you would as a North Mississippi team would, and you know, but they're always well coached. You know, last year I know we went into the game with them. We battled them hard. You know, they had that running back that was a reverse transfer from Florida State, you know, and had an athletic quarterback and moved around on defense. And so, you know, it kind of goes back to, you know, first game, getting away from the jitters, not beating yourself, you know, and giving yourself a chance in the fourth quarter, you know, and I think that's one thing we've been talking about a lot as a team is getting prepared for the, you know, just for the atmosphere, you know. You go on the road as a coach at first game and making sure you don't forget helmets and cleats and shoulder pads, and so you know it's a hard deal when you start that first game on the road. But I think our kids are ready to play, and they're excited about getting the season started.
Brought to you by Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. Learn more at renaissancebank.com.